Hello, everybody. Welcome. And I'm an attorney and I want to become a California CPA. So my disclaimer and copyright notice, the information and opinions in this presentation are those of the author only and not the author's employers or affiliated organizations, including but not limited to Irvine Valley College and the South Orange County Community College District. The presentation is for educational purposes only. It does not constitute any legal or accounting advice whatsoever. My further disclaimer, any board of accountancy has the last word in terms of determining whether or not a course meets the requirements. This presentation is copyright 2022 by Bennett Tchaikovsky. All rights are reserved. Any distribution is strictly prohibited. So it's a great thing, and I want to applaud you in terms of wanting to become a CPA. I am here to help you if you are already an attorney. I'm going to help you if you're not an attorney, but if you are an attorney and you want to understand how what you'll need to do to become a CPA, I'm more than happy to help you with that. And I've actually reached out to the Board of Accountancy, so I have some good information to share with you that'll hopefully you'll find helpful. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to list out every single course you have ever taken at your undergraduate school as well as in law school. And you want to put it out in enough detail. If you want to have me review it, again, I'm fine, more than happy to do this for you. But right over here, if you look at the educational requirements, what you will see here are business-related law courses offered at an accredited law school. So if you went through and took classes like contracts, possibly torts, employment law, those can count towards business-related subjects. And just to kind of share with you an email that I went back and forth, what they will generally do is that you can submit your syllabus or the course description along with your application when you're making it to the California Board of Accountancy. So again, they're not going to pre-clear a class. Rather, the Board of Accountancy is going to want to go through and to see, they're going to want to basically make sure that your class isn't in fact business related. Okay, so let's go back over here. Okay, so now that we're back over here, let's go ahead and just kind of talk a little bit more about some of these different parts. So we're going to go ahead and map out what our requirements are against the Board of Accountancy requirements. Now, here's just something just to kind of think about is what other classes or what should you be doing to prepare yourself for the CPA exam? It just depends on how much accounting you've had, and it really is something that I've listed out some classes here, financial, managerial, intermediate accounting, auditing, income tax. If you're already taken some tax class, you may not need it. And then most importantly is probably going to be Microsoft Excel. So the one reason why I'll go through and say those things is because when you look at Becker CPA review, is that if I take a look at this over here and I look at my the different sections, right? So over here for financial, conceptual framework, and financial accounting, I believe it is, financial reporting and disclosures, assets and related topics, investment business combination. So the courses that I listed out here are going to help you prepare for the CPA exam over here. So you got liabilities, leases, derivatives, foreign currency, not-for-profit, and the like. So this is the FAR section. Note that in 2024, the CPA exam will be changing. So this is something, if you are considering doing, something you might want to take a look at sooner rather than later. But the other parts, you have auditing, you have regulation, which is going to be individual tax, property taxation, corporate taxation, flow through entities, other business law, and then business law part 2. And then you've got business, which is more likely economic concepts and analyses, cost accounting, financial management, and corporate governance. So those are the different sections of of essentially of the CPA exam. Becker, great review course, Roger, Gleim, they're all great. You just have to find out which course is going to be best for you. Roger CPA, you're going to hear Roger. I love Roger, and I took him when I took CPA review 30 years ago. He is amazing. But it's only Roger. So if Roger's too much for you, you might want to go with Becker. But again, it's just going to depend on like what you're looking for. Now, here's probably the most important thing that we have to talk about here today. As an attorney with your client, you have attorney-client privilege, which is exceptionally strong. And the challenge becomes if you become a CPA, this is where it can kind of get a little bit dicey because, again, if you are an attorney, what's being said to you is going to be held in confidence within certain limitations. However, when it comes, though, if you are both a CPA and an attorney, that's where it gets a little bit in the gray area. And what I want you to do is, as you're going through and considering doing it, what a way that may be to accomplish what you're looking to do is that once you become a CPA license, you go on inactive status. That could be, so you have the license, it's inactive, you're not an actively licensed CPA, but you have the license, which I think is going to add a lot of value. However, the biggest issue that I see for those those attorneys who want to become CPAs is when it comes to that attorney-client privilege and where it applies and where it doesn't. I will go through and leave these links. This link's a little bit older, but I think it does a pretty good job in terms of explaining it. This one is like a little bit newer. But again, if you are a CPA only, there's going to be, and if a client is coming to talk to you for tax advice, there could be some situations where that would have to be disclosed. So again, whereas if it's an attorney, it's going to be a little bit different. So as you're going through and considering becoming a CPA, along with your law license, that's the one area that I would want you to do some additional work on. Myself, I am not an expert on that area because once I was a CPA first, I got my law license. I've worked prior to teaching, I was working as a chief financial officer. I've worked as a board member. And it's one of those things where, again, I've never practiced law, right? I've never also practiced public accounting, but it's one of those things, again, that I am mentioning this to you now to keep in the back of your mind. Is it something that you're going to want to explore before activating your license? But in any event, I appreciate you being here with me today. If there's any other videos that you would like to see, please feel free to leave a comment. If you're watching this video and say, hey, Tchaikovsky, you're an idiot, the attorney-client privilege still applies, even if you have both, I would love to hear from you because I'm always looking to learn as well. But in any event, thank you. And if you are an attorney, again, here's my offer, is that if you contact me through YouTube and we can talk, you can share with me your transcripts. I don't need to see the actual transcripts. I just need to know the classes you've taken. I can help you go through and do the mapping. I do it all the time for students, so I'm more than happy to do it for you. And have a great day, and I hope you become a CPA. Have a great day.